they give 'em. They call it A Haunting We Will Go.
As we progress through the 1940s, horror, and by proxy ghosts, continue to be featured in comedies as elements of humor than antagonists of horror. Writing in ghosts into comedies allowed for Hollywood to write films with better ease, since a dead character had a wider range of scope and more interesting things to do than a living person could, and you could introduce more ridiculous premises and concepts with them as well. Basically, they became a lazy tool for writing during this time frame. Enter 1941's Old Mother Riley's Ghost, a British comedy and entry in a long-running series of features. Old Mother Riley inherits a Scottish property, believing it at first to be a pub, and makes the journey up north with her daughter Kitty. They are surprised to find themselves in possession of a haunted castle, though it turns out that the ghouls and ghosties are not what they seem to be. They are in fact an ingenious front for an espionage ring, anxious to get their hands on an inventor's plan, and trying to scare any intruders away. After vigorous attempts to scare Mother Riley out of her wits, the Irish washwoman ends up turning the tables on the spies and terrifying them in return. The following year, the comedic duo of Laurel and Hardy would take a stab at the horror comedic subgenre with the film A Haunting We Will Go. Being another comedy with a misleading title, the film has little to do with horror and nothing to do with ghosts. The horror aspect of the film's title has to do with the movie's inciting incident. The film shows the duo as a traveling set of hobos who get arrested upon entering an old town. In the morning, they are released and told to leave town, but with no money and no means to travel, they opt to escort an undertaker who has taken a dead body out of town. The pair join him as it's a free ride, but little do they know that the Undertaker is really a gangster, working for a local and wanted mob leader. The use of the dead body and the front of an Undertaker is as close to horror that you will come to see, as the rest of the film features silly hijinks and magic during the final act. Afterwards, we would get another series deciding to do horror and use ghosts in one of their entries, with 1944's Glide Sleeves Ghost, directed by Gordon Douglas, from an original screenplay by Robert E. Kent. It is the fourth and final installment in a film series in the Glide Sleeves series, all of which were produced and distributed by RKO Pictures, based on the popular NBC radio program of the time, The Great Glide Sleeve. Join us next time as we continue traveling down the road of horror.